What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I got another video for you guys. So right now I'm about to get into this new record from Kendrick Lamar. This is the first official response to Drake. It's entitled Euphoria. I've already heard the song a few times, but this is actually my first sitting down to listen to it for myself. I'm gonna do my best to try to decipher everything because the record itself is very dense. So with that being said, we're gonna start off first with the title and the significance of the title. So it's entitled Euphoria. It says a feeling of well-being or elation. Apparently it is the change in the mood. The feeling of euphoria and reduced anxiety that prompts people to start using this dangerous drug. They had almost a week to recover from the euphoria of Tuesday's series winning victory. So let's look into that. First of all, he's basically right here, he's alluding to some of the things Drake said on his diss record, where he's basically saying that Kendrick's tone and mood changed. And then right here, the Tuesday series winning victory, the record was dropped on a Tuesday, so we're gonna start with that. It also dropped at 8:24 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The significance of that: Kobe Bryant's two numbers, 8 and 24. Drake is also quoted as saying that "you're not Kobe Bryant to us," so that's another reference back to that. Also, April 30th, Day of the Child. Why is that significant? Well, Drake has had affiliations with young and underage women, so Kendrick is making a play towards that. You know, there's a video from several years back of Drake kissing a 17-year-old on stage when he was 23, not on the lips but on the hand and on the cheek. And then listen to what he says in this video, before and after. So, see that? See how y'all on her? See? Go watch. I can't go to jail yet, man. So even before he realizes what he's doing is something that isn't acceptable, but watch. 17, why do you look like that? You thick, look at all this. That's kind of
Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest.
I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. This is what a 23-year-old is saying to a 17-year-old on stage. That's as black as white as it's gonna get. See? So, right off the bat, and then Euphoria is also the name of the TV show that Drake is a producer on, which is a show about teenagers engaging in sexual and drug-related activity being played by adults. He was also a child actor, so it's already several plays on Drake's affiliation to underage people and subject matters, which we'll dive more into that later. And then also April 30th, Adolf Hitler died. Adolf Hitler is a dictator, right? In this essence, he's basically equating Drake to being a dictator over the realm of hip hop due to how long he's had a grip over it and for so long. And so basically saying this marks the day of the eventual death and downfall of Drake in relation to, you know, rap in this battle, I guess, of bringing the guy down a few pegs. And then also Hitler was somebody that struggled with identity issues too. So he's also making that parallel too. So that's just right off the bat with the title itself. So let me see. I want to make sure I get everything. But we're going to dive into the record now. There's going to be several stops and stuff too.
Woo, shit, my man said Euphoria.
That in reverse comes from The Wiz, which I believe was a play or something with Richard Pryor. And it basically says, I am who you think I am. Let me go to it. Right here. Everything they say about me is true. The original audio is from the 1978 film The Wiz, a remake of 1939's The Wizard of Oz. The full line from the movie spoken by Richard Pryor as the wizard is, everything they say about me is true. I'm a phony. So basically right here, he's basically emphasizing that about Drake. And you're gonna see why later in the record as he calls him a scam artist. Kendrick has used reverse audio before in music, yeah, with Duckworth, which tied the album all together. While the audio here hides a veiled jab at Drake, calling him a phony just like the character in the movie proclaims himself to be. Interestingly, Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow in The Wiz, a character synonymous with inauthenticity as he is a literal straw man. And that's one of the themes that Kendrick is attacking Drake about in the Euphoria record, how he only wants to use blackness when it suits him. He hasn't really actually stood on anything for black people in general, you know, whereas Kendrick has come out and voiced his opinion about several things that affects and afflicts, you know, the community. So this could tie into the fact that Kendrick compared himself to Prince while comparing Drake to Michael Jackson on that Like That record. It's also important to know that Drake performed in a youth theater production of The Wizard of Oz as a child. So there, once again, he's tying in, you know, things from Drake's past of, you know, being involved in youth or underage related themes and narratives for the most part.
Yeah. Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
Them superpowers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. So right here, he's basically speaking to Drake's feeling of feeling unstoppable or unbreakable and around the hip hop, but Drake's whole persona is slowly being peeled back layer by layer by layer in the way that Drake is moving in the course of this back and forth, pretty much. And the sample itself is a Teddy Pendergrass, right? So right here, he's telling you the state of mind that he's in, a feeling of well-being and elation. So pretty much he's excited to be engaging in this battle with Drake. But yeah, right here, I can only watch in silence. Drake's supposed untouchable status has been in question since Kendrick Lamar's Like That, which that one verse has revitalized hip hop. This particular bar may be a reference to a memorable Drake line from 2016 for Free by DJ Khaled. Can't understand how it lasts so long, I must have superpowers. Kendrick may also be implying that he casually observed from the sidelines as other artists joined to diss Drake, including Kanye, Rick Ross, sparking memes of disparity. Yep.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and all spiraling. So basically, he's observed the changes, you know, from Drake in terms of the way that he's not as calculating as he once was. Let me get back to that. This bar is about Drake's act. Yeah, he played Jimmy in a wheelchair. This line in particular may also be a callback to the controversial 2007 photo shoot where he appeared wearing blackface. In 2018, he used it as a cover art. After extreme backlash, you know, Drake had to come out with a PR post. Additionally, Kendrick alludes to Drizzy's downward spiral, just like other artists who are beefing with Drake, such as Rick Ross, who levied a similar claim of his own. Drake, living fine, I'm getting high as your shit decline. Which, if you look at it, Drake's last great project was Scorpion. Everything since then, outside of Scary Hours, has pretty much been a dud. Honestly, never mind. For All the Dogs. I like the Members Only record on there, and I think it's what 8 a.m. in Charlotte, but for the most part. And then Certified Lover Boy. Any objective person has seen that his projects have been mediocre for the most part since Scorpion. So
Just like a degenerate, heavy antic is feeling distasteful. Like a degenerate, heavy antic is feeling that we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. You're moving just like a degenerate, heavy antic is feeling distasteful.
and right here he's touching upon all the antics that Drake is using. You know, the memes, you know, the manipulation of the masses with the media, with, you know, academics and various other people posting nonsense to try to mitigate, you know, the exposure of their favorite artists pretty much. Yeah, right here. It's been several weeks preemptively celebrating and trolling Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is also taking personal shots at Drake for a host of recent controversies. Exactly. So he breaking them down layer by layer.
Calculate, you're not as calculated. I can even predict your angle. Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale.
So right here he's basically speaking to Drake, saying that Kendrick Lamar's wife was unfaithful and was sleeping with the bodyguards, when he said I got some bodyguards around me like Whitney. Whitney is the name of Kendrick Lamar's wife. And so basically Kendrick is basically quelling, you know, the salacious rumor that happened pretty much. Yep. See right here, y'all can read that for yourself. Kendrick also seems to be utilizing double entendre, where he can sense the tales as in stories or tales as in shorthand for women that Drake has been sleeping with. This can be seen as another subtle allusion to allegations made against Drake that he groomed underage girls. The first meaning also relates back to the bar Pryor, highlighting one of the main themes found throughout Euphoria, Drake's predictability. He got you. He got you, buddy. And I already showed you in essence of him messing with an underage girl. You saw the video, you saw what he said, and you saw what he did. You can't argue that. And then we're going to get even deeper into that later. This video might be a fucking hour. Who knows? But fuck it.
Pathetic master manipulator, I can smell the tails on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the
You're a
hopes of
scam
being
artist.
accepted. Tommy Hilfiger.
You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Remember I mentioned the scam part and the identity issues? He's touching upon that right here. And then he's about to go into this right there. So
Figure stood out, but FUBU never had been your collection. I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em. I can double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Know you're
I make music that electrify them. You make music that pacify them. I could double down on that line, but I get back to that later. I'm sparing you this time. That's random acts of kindness. So he's basically saying when Kendrick drops, he uplifts and revitalizes people. When Drake drops, it's the same old shebang, and he's also alluding back to Drake's affiliation with underage people and themes. And then the thing about Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU never had been in your collection. So basically, he's basically saying Drake only uses, you know, accentuating his blackness when it suits him. But when it comes time for him to stand up and stand on something that, you know, is a problem, you know, within the black community, he's nowhere to be found, pretty much. There were rumors around 1990s/2000s that Tommy Hilfiger was racist and didn't approve of the hip hop industry embracing his brand. I have heard, you know, people say this about several different brands before. This led to many hip hop artists abandoning in favor of FUBU for his bias. I had several FUBU. I still got like an old FUBU long sleeve. Kendrick alleges that Drake has never been a part of the us, but rather embodies the mainstream. In other words, Drake is an imposter looking for acceptance from the hip hop community. I mean, you can see that with who gave him his cred, right? He's attached to Wayne, Birdman, and Jay Prince, and then he also has ties to street gangs within Canada/Toronto or whatever too, as well as, you know, being with, you know, people, respectable people within the realm of hip hop and in general. So the majority of Kendrick's discography has been devoted to activism and creating change. Kendrick draws a distinction between his and Drake's music by highlighting the frequent criticisms of Drake's music being meaningless and repetitive, which it is. Pacify is also a likely double entendre, you know, pacifier, referencing the image of a baby pacifier. This is a direct diss at Drake's target listening audience being immature, a popular meme in the hip hop world. And I can vouch for that with, I've engaged with maybe 3 different people that's on that side, and I'm a plug in some clips so you can see the back and forth and the way that they respond to, you know, simplistic questions, you know, or asking them, did they read lyrics or the understanding of this or that, or their response to how they think a rap battle should go. You'll see in the little snapshots that I save. But yeah. Lastly, the image of a baby pacifier is also a possible link to Drake's questionable history with minors. However, Kendrick chooses to spare him this further embarrassment on a fairly controversial topic.
A master manipulator and habitual liar too. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
I won't tell no truths about you. Shoo! This is the first switch. Shoo! 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 And ironically enough, there's 3 beat switches, and then this goes back to his line, and like that, you better come with 3 switches, and that's what this. So the whole thing is a well constructed. Man. Right here. See how Kendrick is always going back to previous work. It's crazy how his records keep tying back into things. Kendrick interpolates the iconic chorus on March 2017's The Heart Part 4. Don't tell a lie on me, I won't tell the truth about you. In referring back to these lines, Lamar implies that the lies told about him on April 2024's push-ups and tailor-made freestyle have provoked him to reveal damning truths about Drake. Many speculated that some lines in The Heart Part 4 were aimed at Drake or Big Sean. This is likely confirmation that Drake was a target. In retrospect, the diss foreshadowed what was to come. Man, fans can't wait for me to sun your punk ass and crush your whole little shit. I'll big pun your punk ass, you a scared little bitch. Tiptoeing around my name, nigga, you lame. And when I get at you, homie, don't you just tell me you was just playing. Crazy. With all this talking, gotta hydrate. Alright, there we go. Shoo! Shoo!
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper. Nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin.
Okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper. I think that could be him referring back to a line that J. Cole said. I do believe. Yeah. This phase of the feud became blah blah blah. In this sense, Kendrick sowed the proverbial seed, and now he's attempting to reap the benefits. However, it's also likely that he's referring to the hard work he's put in the years. The Grim Reaper is a personification of death. Kendrick may be suggesting that he isn't afraid of death due to his well-down faith in Christianity. Notion losing his rap battle is not a concern. Both can apply. Interesting, J. Cole likening himself to the Reaper on January 2022's Caddy. Nigga want me on the song, you're gonna see the wrath of the Reaper. So yeah, I wasn't far off on that assessment right there.
And the Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, made his own boy, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and the Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat.
Whew. I'm out the way, remote like on an island. Hold up. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. So basically he's speaking to himself being disconnected from rap, as you would see later in the record. He's gonna mention that. This line right here is another double back to the Prince and Mike thing. Interestingly, Ben is the title of an August 1972 song about a pet rat written for the film of the same name and performed by Michael Jackson. So essentially he's calling Drake a rat on the low. And we're going to get more into that later, you know, with the situation with him getting robbed, you know, by the well, we're gonna get back to that later. But he's, as I said, he's slowly dissecting them. While Joe Jackson is the name of MJ's father, this could imply that Kendrick is son in Drake, or that there is a rat in Kendrick's presence. Furthermore, Benjamin and Jackson could refer to Benjamin Franklin and Andrew Jackson, whose faces appear on the $100 and $20 bill, respectively. This interpretation would suggest that Kendrick is likening himself to the 46th president, Joe Biden, who's in the White House as of the release of this track, as well as doubling as a braggadocious bar about his net worth.
Yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm low, okay. Yeah, the island right here is remote, okay. I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay. Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house, like I'm Joe, okay. Hellcat, met his homeboys in them types LA solo, okay. Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway. And I might do a show a day, what's a lame?
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by a throwaway. He's talking about like that.
Poison lame. Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away? Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I
have you ever walked them down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid like 500,000 to an open case? So several things here. Drake has ties to stake, which is gambling, right? That is not a coincidence that he mentioned a gambling bar, right? And then the 500,000, he's talking about Drake's sexual assault payouts, which in Australian or whatever it was over 500,000 or something like that. So Drake sexual assault case. So this right here, Drake paid $350,000 to a woman who accused him of sexual assault. But that 300,000 is in US, but in Australian it's like 500 something thousand. Let's see. I think this is it right here. Yeah, see, Drake paid out $530K to sexual assault accuser. In New Zealand money, Drake paid out $350,000, New Zealand $532,000 to a woman who accused him of sexual assault during the British leg of his 2017 Boy Meets Worlds tour. So, yeah.
and I felt that both, but I came out straight. I hate when I rap or talk about
I have, but I felt at both, but I came out straight. So Kendrick is also alluding to having to pay money for an open case, as well as doubling down on Drake as well with that bar right there.
Play, have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Have you ever paid 500,000 like to an open case? Well, I have, and I felt that both, but I came out straight. I hate when I rap or talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, then I hop online like play for my city. He faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer.
He faking for likes and digital hugs. He's basically referencing all the memes and media manipulation that Drake is doing right now. And right now he's about to get into the J Prince bar right here.
like to an open case. Well, I have, and I failed at both, but I came out straight. I hate when I rap or talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns. Then I hop online like pray for my city, he faking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior, they must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son, the very first time.
That line was so fucking cold, bro. So fucking cold. So fucking cold. So, let's do a recap. First, this is a direct reference to the last few lines of Push-Ups where Drake raps, "This ain't even everything I know, don't wake the demon up." The immediate meaning is that everyone wants to be a badass until they get killed with a throwaway, referring to a cheap gun that is meant to be thrown away after committing a crime. To be chip means kill. Kdot also uses chip in his incredible triple X on damn. Additionally, by the use of Hellcat in the first bar, Kendrick may also be referencing the Dodge Demon, the more powerful and drag racing oriented variant of Dodge Hellcat. Hellcats are stereotyped as cars often bought by people who have just come up into money and want a fast fashion car. True. By pairing this with the line "made his homeboys," Kendrick is implying that Drake paid collaborators or ghostwriters enough to buy a Hellcat, which would excite them enough for them to forget that they are losing their own career aspirations, selling their soul in the process of making songs throwaways for Drake. Which, yeah, Drake had the OVO sweatshop, which was coined by his biggest fan, Akademiks. And as have been revealed, he's had several ghostwriters. Quentin Miller, Little Yachty, Bean, and the others have yet to been, revealed. Furthermore, Future's middle name is D-Mon. Here, Kendrick is implying that Drake wanted to be Future until he got hurt, chipped by one of Future's old mistresses, Throwaway. This is one of the main reasons that sparked the Drake's as Future beef and was even somewhat revealed on it. Yup. Can't be about women, dog. I thought we were sharing, dog. That whole thing. Kendrick is also saying that Drake is a demon until he was chipped by one of Kendrick throwaway verses, or a verse that Kendrick really didn't care much about, perhaps his verse on Like That, which ironically set the world on fire. Finally, Drake has a song called Demons on the Darkland Demos tapes. Yeah. And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame. Drake garnered much of his early... Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Degrassi, which, yeah, regularly aired daily. Drake garnered much of his early fame starring in the teen drama Degrassi. He plays Wheelchair Jimmy. Kendrick may be referencing his character by calling Drake a lame, which is also an informal medical term to describe one's inability to use their legs as a paraplegic. Damn, I didn't know that. Oh, you thought the money power fame would make you go away. Yep. See how he keeps doubling back to previous lines? It's crazy. But let's get back into the song. Yeah, this gonna be a long ass video. And then Kendrick just released another diss record too. So we're gonna have to get into that. Like, goddamn. That one is called 616 in LA. So basically he playing on Drake's whole timestamp song thing right there too.
His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior, they must have forgot the shit that they done. Dementia must run in his family, but let it get shaky. I park your son, the very first time I shot.
Yeah, that, oh yeah, I even get to the yeah. This one's under review. Nah, this ain't about him. This is about Jay Prince. Which Birdman could be seen as a father figure type too. Someone that Drake considers his mob ties. He and his son have been called boogeyman, responsible for a variety of deaths in the hip hop space. In this context, Junior can refer to his son Jay Prince Jr., implying that Drake wants to be looked at with a similar type of fear and respect, but forgets to have any street credit or crimes linked to him to back it up, which he doesn't. there's several instances of him being violated. He got slapped by Diddy. He got pissed on by T.I.'s friend. He got robbed, I believe, twice. And then there was some other shit that happened too. But yeah. The last two bars are "This is aimed at Jay Prince Jr., son of Jay Prince, on blah blah blah." Sounds a lot like Parkinson's disease. Shake is Jamaican slang for suspect. On the outro of the classic Drake record Know Yourself, he used a sample of Popcorn calling someone a shaky warrior. Kendrick could be implied Drake himself as a shaky warrior. Could also be an attack on J. Cole and Drake collab, person shooter. In this context, Drake is dad, Drake wants to be junior, so is Drake's son. This makes sense of the dimensions as Parkinson's references to J. Cole family said he feels like Muhammad Ali. Whoa. Yep. Wow. So you see how layered this shit is? Oh, yeah. Finally, the obvious thing to say is the use of the word son is always going to be low in the concept of Drake did give him pictures that Kendrick really did come with quintuple entendre just as Drake mused he would and Taylor made. Yeah, Drake said, I hope you come with quintuple entendres and all that, and basically he gave Drake what he wanted with that.
Drake, the homie, I told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes. Somebody had told me that you got a ring. On God, I'm ready to double the wage. I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave. Cut the business, you got shit twisted. What is it, the braids? I heard your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay. There's 3 ghosts left and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase. It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't wanna talk on no celly. You know I got language barriers. It's no accent you can sell me. Your Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly.
W Melly. So right here, this is crazy. So first time I shot me a Drake, a gun as well as Drake. The homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough today. I'll show you I learned from those mistakes. He's referring to the recoil from it, right? He's basically saying his friend told him how to shoot the gun properly, right? He's basically saying he didn't go extreme on Drake, and he's gonna learn. He learned from that mistake. And he's basically saying Drake is below him too. And right here he's making reference to Drake purchasing Tupac's ring, and he's basically saying that it's kind of like a disservice when you tie it into him using Tupac in a mockingly manner towards Kendrick Lamar. And then Kendrick said he's willing to play double for that. And right here, the AI right there. The use of Pac voice from the grave. Yep, and then the shit got hit with litigation and got forced to get taken down. It's worth knowing that Kendrick seemingly pronounces Canadian is similar to comedian, perhaps painting Drizzy as a joker for his unserious take on the rap game. Cutthroat business. You got shit twisted. What is it? The braids? Kendrick states that Drake's reality is distorted or twisted, likely referencing Drake's claim on his Kendrick diss push-ups that Kendrick wears a US man size 7 shoe. This was debunked shortly after push-ups dropped. Kendrick is actually a size 8.5 to 9 mans. Kendrick gets twisted, a double meaning referencing Drake's latest hairstyle. Twist, a hairstyle is primarily worn by African Americans, which you twist, blah, blah, blah. These lines primarily target Drake's insecurities about being of mixed race and his fear of growing his hair, so he gets a simpler hairstyle, his braided cornrows. And then didn't Pusha T something had a line about you're afraid to grow your hair because it wouldn't nap enough or something like that? Yeah, right here. Confused, always felt you weren't black enough, afraid to grow it because your fro wouldn't nap enough. I hurt your feelings, you don't want to work with me no more. Okay. Reference to Control. And yeah, he did an interview shortly after that. Kendrick seemingly acknowledged that his Control verse hurt Drake feelings. That, yeah, that cipher was crazy. Ha ha, joke's on you. Yeah, but this line, yeah, nothing been the same since they dropped Control and tucked the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. Yeah, that line was cold. And then the 3 ghosts, J. Cole, Drake. He says, there's 3 ghosts left and I've seen 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. Love them to death, and in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase, huh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. J. Cole has frequently spoken about the big 3, which is who he thinks the top 3 rappers are. Kendrick mocked this tape, similarly to Like That. Kendrick's sentiment by talking about the other 2 hugging on stage, a direct reference to this. But it's usually not to set up the YNW Melly punchline 8 bars later, referring to death in a literal sense. Crazy. Kdot suggests a language barrier exists between himself and Drake, contrasting their lyrical abilities and prowess. Kendrick later goes on to emulate the Canadian accent. Specifically, Drake's hometown, Toronto. Sexyy is a slang for cellmate. Kendrick says he doesn't want to ride on his celly or is confident, someone he has worked with in the past. This line sets up the gunna punchline several bars later. You know what? I didn't even think about that. He did say, he did have a line about, I know some things that make gunna wunna look like a saint. So if he has audio of Drake badmouthing Young Thug or something like that, or something crazy like that, that's gonna be interesting. And then we still got the next record to get into, so fuck, bro. Fuck.
You poppin' shit at Pharrell for him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's terrorist Thor and I'm terrorist Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. I know some shit about niggas that make gunna wanna look like a saint. This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. We hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we, it's not just me. I'm with the culture feeling. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You can make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one like my last one. It's a classic, you don't have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from. V12 is a fast one. Last one. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? Hey, top dog, who the fuck they think they playing with? Extortion my middle name as soon as you jump off of that plane, bitch. I'm allergic to the lame shit, only you like being famous. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hanging with. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Surprised she wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess.
That's just me, I guess.
Just cringeworthy. Ain't even gotta be deep. deep, I guess.
Gotta be
Still
deep,
love
I
when you
guess.
see success. Everything with me is blessed.
Everything with
Keep
me
making
is
me
blessed.
dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where's the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet.
Cause I ain't seen him yet.
Bleed him yet. Can I bleed him?
Bleed him
When
yet.
I see
Can
you
I bleed him
stand by
yet?
sex
Let
on
me bleed.
bread, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. There's real competition. You might pop ass with them. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga. Try cease and desist on a like that record. Oh, what? You ain't like that record? Back to back. I like that record. I'ma get back to that for the record. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all thinking my life is rap? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Wake
Oh,
up,
nothing about
know nothing about that. Then tell them to pray, know nothing about that. Then giving them
Nothing
tools
about
to walk
that.
through life like day by day. Know nothing about that. Teaching
Know
them
nothing
morals,
about that.
integrity, discipline. Listen, man, you don't know nothing about that. Speaking the
Nothing
truth and
about
consider
that.
what God's considering. You don't know nothing about that. Ain't 20v1,
Nothing
it's
about that.
1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. Yeah, bring them out too, I clean them out too. Tell Bean that he better stay right with you. Am I battling ghosts or AI? Nigga feeling like Joel Osteen. Funny he was in a film called AI. And my sixth sense telling me to off him. I'm a blick niggas all in they coffin. Yeah, OV-ho niggas is dick riders. Tell them run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence. What I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference. Don't speak on the family, crodie. It can get deep in the family, crodie. Talk about me and my family, crodie. Someone go bleed in your family, crodie. I be at New Hall King eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blammy, crodie. Tell me your cheesing farm. We can do this right now on the camera, crodie. Hey, fuck y'all niggas, I don't trust y'all niggas. I wave one finger and thump y'all niggas like, field goal punt y'all niggas, they punk y'all niggas. Nobody never took my food. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't wanna do. Ooh. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more.
You say nigga no more.
We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more.
Stop. Two. Cook that boy.
Woo, shit, my man said you.
Cook that fucking boy. God damn. First Drake got bullied into being a father. Now he's going to be bullied to giving up his N-word pass. Cook that boy. Deep fried him. God damn. God damn. Alrighty, fuck. Let's finish breaking down these lyrics. Holy shit. Let's see. And ironically, Kendrick wears a crown. I didn't even think about that, right? Heavy is the head that chose to wear the crown. While on crown, he describes the crown as something that brings him overwhelming stress and responsibility that come with him being such an important figure in hip-hop history. This time he's using the word in a totally different tone, with him claiming that he's an undisputed king who's not willing to share his throne. I pray they my real friends, if not, I'll wind up you melly. You know what's ironic that he decided to include him back in the record, because in the like that YNW Melly thought he was talking about him, but he was talking about the DJ or Grandmaster Melly, or Melly Mel, I should say, my bad, about Melly Mel, a rapper, and then he includes his name in the follow-up, which is funny. Kendrick implies that he's capable of the same if he believes his contemporaries, namely Drake and J. Cole, are untrustworthy, although it's important to note that Melly's case was ultimately deemed a mistrial in 2023. Right here, YNW Melly reacted to this line shortly after Euphoria was released in a comment to TMZ. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite rappers, so I feel honored and appalled. I'm a household name just for the wrong shit. Finally, the competing feelings of friendship and animosity reflected in control again. I got love for y'all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. It's crazy how the shit keeps going back to previous shit being said. It's almost like it's been mapped out this way, right? I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. So yeah, Drake supposedly bought Pharrell's jewelry and then had his shit melted down or something like that. Just 4 months after Pharrell was made creative director, Drake makes it seem as though the company has become antiquated and unpopular. He also knows that he scrapped a chain designed by Skateboard P. Fans know that Drake sported a chain made by Pharrell in the Jumbotron video. If it was indeed a meltdown, it would be extremely disrespectful to Pharrell and Drake to start one of his art pieces. Yeah. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him if you think about pushing me. So basically right here, he's basically saying that fuck all that talking you doing right now. Where was all of that when you didn't respond to Pusha T's story of Adidon? You know, you had your daddy come in and save you from putting something out, which we've seen several times where he's been forced by Jay Prince to do something he probably wouldn't do on his own, you know, like that concert with Kanye, and then choosing not to put out the response to the story of Adidon because it was so diabolical or whatever. Terrance Thornton is the name of Pusha T. Kendrick refers back to the prior lines mentioning Pusha T's real name, continuing to mention the fact that Drake got beat by Pusha T during a rap beef. Terrance Crawford is undefeated in the ring. Kendrick is comparing himself to Pusha, saying that Pusha is a tough challenge, but he's tougher. Whooping feet is LA slang for beating someone up so bad they out they shoot. Yeah, if you get your feet whooped, that's a crazy beatdown. It should be noted that Terrance Crawford is undefeated in his boxing career, but doesn't fight too frequently, similarly to how Kendrick doesn't frequently drop music. We ain't got to get personal. This is a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. So basically, he's saying stay away from including family in his diss record like he tried to do with a line about Kendrick's wife. Because if you go there, he'll go there too. Pretty much. And then y'all can read this on the side if y'all want to on your own. Right here. This right here suggests that there's a leak in his camp or that Kendrick got some shit on him. Kendrick uses Gunna's reputation as a snitch to imply that Drake has snitched in the past, which he could be making reference to what I said before when Drake got robbed at the Ho Chi Minh place, which you're going to see that later in this thing. But this ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. And now let me say I'm the biggest hater. That's a funny ass shit, bro. Oh my god, that's some funny ass shit. Oh man. Kendrick calling Drake a gimmick artist for his pop and R&B music, along with his flamboyant character that generates many clips and memes. Here, Kendrick calls back to a bar he spent 8 years prior on DJ Khaled's Holy Key. I don't resonate with the concept of love and hate because your perspective is less effective and rather fate. So basically, he's always been at Drake's neck for being inauthentic, pretty much. Yeah, this is a DMX reference, not that white girl movie that Drake tried to feed to the media. Everybody with a brain that's been paying attention knew this immediately. Kendrick flips a line of Michael Jackson's 1987 song, The Way You Make Me Feel. And then once again, he's touching back on that that Prince and Michael, what's the name? So the battery's getting low, so I'm gonna have to change the battery. This video is gonna be over an hour, so I'll pick back up in a second. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to change the battery. Alright, so where were we? Yeah, the DMX reference. Kendrick does so to perpetuate the ongoing analogy, suggesting that Kendrick is the Prince, that Drake is the MJ, played into by both sides as well as the hip-hop community. Early on in this track, Kendrick compares Drake to MJ. However, that time he declares himself Joe Jackson, Michael's father, thus calling Drake his son. In addition, Drake was featured on Migos' 28 song Walk It Talk It. Kenny may be referencing that in the track's chorus. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's going to be direct. So basically saying he's going to go at you directly. He's not going to sneak dish you or whatever. Which Kendrick has in the past been very direct. With Control, with the BET cipher. Kanye West, a prior target of Drake's disses, and one of Kendrick's allies had this to say about Drake's sneak dissing. If he throws out a bar right here, it might be a bar only. What Pac say, you and I know what's going on. Yeah. Kendrick previously mentioned his disdain for this sneak dissing on Like That. Fuck sneak diss and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. And ironically, there's 3 beat switches in this record. The imagery of direct flights reinforces that Kendrick's shots on Like That were meant to be obvious, deliberate shots at Drake, who previously sent indirect subliminal references towards kdot and other artists, requiring fans to make connections as to who was being dissed. We hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. This is a throwback to Tupac saying that there's a difference between a bitch and a woman, and sometimes society blur the lines between the two. Kendrick alludes to the culture's long-standing whispers about Drake's questionable relationships with underage girls, not yet real women. The most notable recent example of this was with Millie Bobby Brown. And I found this thing about that too, which I thought was interesting. It says, hidden Millie Bobby Brown reference in Euphoria. I make music that electrify, you make music that pacify them. I can double down that line, but spare you this time. That is random acts of kindness. The phrase double down is used. What do you always double down on in Blackjack? 11. That's also the name of Millie Bobby Brown's character in Stranger Things. And it's right after the pacify him line. Seems pretty clear that he's sparing him from the underage girl subject matter this time. But next time Drake is cooked for life. That's crazy. So that's why I'm saying the people that's calling this mid and trash didn't take the time to properly sit down, listen to the lyrics, read the lyrics, because it's a lot of shit. You're not going to grab all this in one go. Nobody is. And if you're saying you are, you're being very disingenuous. But and what they say, this is the age Drake wanted her. This might be the greatest reach of them all. If there was another bar to sell the double down line, I would believe. But I'm just saying double down on its own doesn't prove this theory. I'll try to extend it. Oh yeah, this is what I was. This is what I forgot to mention. I'll try to extend the reach. Push-Up's official release was April 19th. Euphoria April 30th. 11 days later. He came with the sauce. You must not have seen the 30 Bells theory. What is that? I ain't trying to get into all it, but I just thought that that was kind of interesting right there. While multiple allegations have floated around since 2010, no real solid proof of grooming minors has been brought forward. Well, that's kind of false when you go back to the video I showed you earlier. I mean, he didn't groom them, but what he said and did on stage with that girl was highly inappropriate and can be looked at as some pedophilic, tendencies, saying, I love the way your breast felt against me. Damn you thick. 17. I don't want to go to jail for this. And then you proceed to kiss her and all this other stuff, as you saw in the video. It's in black and white. It's in black and white. You can't. It's in black and white. Okay. So Let's see. However, other pattern behavior include in 2018 when Drake was dating an 18-year-old model named Bella Harris. The image of them together shows they met 2 years prior. I do remember seeing this. Even when disregarding the hints of inappropriate behavior, it is unanimous that Drake's lyrics objectively express a pattern of being romantically involved with girls who are usually nowhere near as powerful as him and usually around an age where they aren't developed enough to be considered what Kendrick calls a real woman. Absolutely. So, in the event that they aren't the above, they are porn stars and Instagram models. E.g. the mother of Adonis, Rose Divine, which Kendrick resents as archetypes for women, for example on Humble. I'm so effing sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like Afro on Richard Pryor. Ironically, he used Richard Pryor's sample in the song. Show me something natural like ass with some stretch marks. Outside of hip hop, there are also rumors. Well, there ain't no rumors. That actually happened. He flew out this girl that was married under the guise of working with her on music and fucked her, and the chick and her dude got divorced, as well as him sleeping with Bobby Althoff, who got divorced shortly after meeting with Drake too, which is kind of crazy, right? The two women that he linked up with that was married shortly get divorced shortly after being with him. Like, come on, bro, this shit just write itself. He had relations with Serena Williams and Jennifer Lopez while they were seeing other people. The decisions that Kendrick doesn't support and ties to Drake's lack of responsibility. I mean, this line right here, I'm gonna have to throw some bell to Drake on this, because Kendrick had infidelity issues with his wife. He cheated on his wife early on in his career. Not when they had kids. This was before they had kids, so that's the part they got wrong. So I'm gonna shoot Drake some bell on that part. On the song Family Ties, Baby Keem also calls out to Drake's homewrecker tendencies. Number 2, DM my bitch. That's cool. I don't ask why. Lastly, in lieu of a quintuple entendre, which is what Drake alluded to, Kendrick bluntly has just listed 5 things that he hates about Drake. You better have a motherfucking quintuple entendre on that shit. Some shit I don't even understand. And this right here is a perfect summary of Drake's fans' disregard of the record in general, because they don't understand what's being said and the lyrics went over their head. They want to call it mid and trash, which you didn't bother to take the time to do a deep dive into what's actually being said, like I'm doing here. Which this is going to be called CaliKidOfficial's Dissertation of Kendrick Lamar's record Euphoria. I like how that sound. This is beyond a reaction video to me. And notice I said we, it's not just me. I'm with the culture feeling. So basically Kendrick is planting his flag and being the fall guy and representation of what the industry in general and the culture in general feels about Drake. Everybody's scared to say something because of what can be done to their careers, but Kendrick is, you know, basically frontlining, which is a gang term too. In this line right here, y'all can read that for yourself if you want to. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? So basically, he's speaking to Drake, rapping and singing about things that's not really essentially him, but people that he's attached to. Like with the mob ties shit, he ain't shot nobody. He's only saying that because he's like I said, he's affiliated with the Prince family and he has ties to street gangs in Canada. And then when you double back to the things that happened to him, he got slapped by Diddy for the 0 to 100 beat. He got pissed on by one of T.I.'s friends. He got robbed at that Chinese restaurant, and some other shit happened. How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? This lyric targets Drake's insecurities of his biraciality. His mother is white and his father is black. The Drake cosign is a frequently discussed phenomenon where Drake features on a relatively unknown artist track, putting them into fame. Artists are usually black rappers with a rough upcoming. Yep, Block Boy JB, and then he fell off. Migos, Versace. Drake is often called soft by figures in the rap scene, and as he said in the 2015 song "You and the Six," not black enough. I used to get teased for being black, and now I'm here and I'm not black enough. Kendrick claims Drake is only featuring on these black artist songs to fit in and relieve him of his prolonged insecurity and to fit in the predominantly black rap scene, which Pusha T touched upon this in the story of Adidon. See it? Yep. And then you got this shit right here. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. We all do. Real people like people being real all the time, not putting on something that there ain't. He essentially tells Drake to stay in his lane and stick to what he did when he started his career as a softer and melodic rapper seen on tracks. Yeah, he also echoes sentiment of many Drake's older fans who prefers the old Drake rather than the new and fake Drake that portrays himself as violent, tough, and even a gangster, as he had mentioned on Away From Home. To keep it real, I wasn't really gangster till now. I was living on a cloud. I was quiet as a mouse. So even now that Drake's on Mouthpiece, basically confirmed that he's perpetrating a fraud. Crazy. You gonna make a nigga bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Chubbs threatened to, you know, crash out on the internet, which you don't want to do that if you know what's behind Kendrick. So, and he ain't do none of that when Diddy did what he did to Drake, pretty much. Right here. Puff, short for Puff Daddy, is a rapper. Blah blah blah. It was reported that Diddy had punched Drake in the face at DJ Khaled's birthday party in 2014, in which Drake did not retaliate. Yeah, my first one, like my last one, it's a classic. You don't have one. Well, I'm gonna have to call a cap on this line. I believe Drake has several classics. Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and let me go, because I actually did a video on this on my YouTube channel. So let me go to my channel and pull it up, because I don't remember, because I did a whole breakdown of like the top MCs of all time, which I had a whole measuring metric with that and whatnot. So let me see, what did I say? Where's Drake's at? Drake is right here. Okay, so I said Take Care, So Far Gone, Nothing Was the Same. So 4 classics. He got 4. So I'm gonna have to call cap on the no classics thing. Only thing I could maybe think he's saying is Undeniable, universally classic. But even then, I would still say Nothing Was the Same fits that. That could be, but I'm gonna have to call cap on that part of the of that line, that bar, or whatever. But he's also alluding to what Drake and J. Cole said. First shit was a classic, your last shit was tragic. He apologized for that, whatever. Kendrick responds by essentially calling all of Drake's discography bid, also furthering Kendrick's assertion on Like That Drake and J. Cole's best albums don't compare to his critically acclaimed catalog. Your best work is a light pack. Kendrick comments about Drake's work may come from observations that take care the album. Oh yeah, because The Weeknd wrote some of it. So the album that is most commonly regarded as Drake's classic had almost half an album's material originally written by The Weeknd, adding to the ongoing accusation of gold. Well, you can't call them accusations if they've been proven to be true. I forgot about that, right? So you got The Weeknd, Quinn Miller, Lil Yachty, and Bean. That's 4 ghostwriters. Therefore, Drake doesn't have a classic because it's not really his work, and what is his work is only light into light pack. I mean, in that instance, with that breakdown and that interpretation, then that line would be correct. But if we just looking on the surface, I would have to say no. I would say no to that. Which that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. See? And this is what I'm saying. Oh, it was mid. You didn't even read the lyrics. I ain't heard this song at least 3 times, and it's still shit I didn't even catch and even think about. Right here, he's getting into the body augmentations that Drake had. Let your core audience stomach that and tell them where you get your abs from. In 2015, I remember that. And then Rick Ross made mention of Drake wearing them big suits on stuff on stage because he's trying to hide that the fat didn't return. Late 2015 showed a body change in 3 months with such a rapid transformation. Plastic surgery arose. Yeah, Joe Budden was the first person to expose this. You got fake ab surgery in Colombia. You ain't fooling anybody. Is this because you are angry about the one thing that happened with that one person the other day that you thought was your wifey? So this is another reason why people don't fuck with Drake, because he's always fucking other people's women, which in reality stuff like that get your ass smoked. Playing with people women and playing with people money. But he also didn't deny it, right? He just, sidestepped it and basically said that his woman got piped down. So that's the reason why you seeing that. Building on the plastic surgery accusations from the previous line, Kendrick teasingly gives Drake advice on how he can achieve results faster using this defatifying machine. Also, Kendrick played on Word V-Type 12 engine. Yeah, this line right here was cold. Headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. Basically saying that the staying power of what Kendrick has said, nothing's going to top that. Kendrick fires a threat at Drake, warning him to protect himself from gunfire for the foreseeable future. Kendrick also references their 1997 track Around the World and his repetitive chorus, perhaps to suggest Drake flees the impending conflict. It's also worth mentioning that Circle Local, a Drake and 21 Savage track, heavily samples and interpolates Daft Punk's One More Time. That's crazy. See how this shit is coming back full circle? And then this is the next beat switch. Right here, he's diving into Drake insinuating that Kendrick is being extorted and have to give up 50% of his publishing or whatever to Top Dawg or whatever, even though he's not even with Top Dawg anymore. Extortion, baby, whole career you been shook up because Top told you drop and give him 50. Not only does Kendrick casually mention of Top imply that they are still on good terms, but he uses this to springboard a callback to another line from the first verse. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. It also sounds like he's talking about a concept called checking in. Yeah, when you come out to California and you not from here and you don't check in, it's very likely you're gonna get caught in a situation, pretty much. While Drake claimed Kendrick was getting extorted here, Kendrick is claiming he's the one who's going to extort Drake the second he lands in LA or Compton. Furthermore, this could be seen as a response to a line from the aforementioned Drake diss where he says, "Get more love in the city that you from, nigga," which is cap. Interesting, the notion of jumping off a plane is eerily similar to the blistering outro from Kendrick's controversial verse on Control. You better off trying to skydive out the exit window of Jeep. Man, shit is crazy. I'm allergic to the same lame shit. Only you like being famous. So yeah. Not the first or last time that Kendrick Lamar will have said this. In Family Ties, Kendrick Lamar talks about ducking social gimmicks and overnight activism. Mr. Morale and Big Steppers was in essence an album about letting go of both trauma and a desire for external validation. Yeah, it was a therapeutic album pretty much. Drake being antithetical to everything that Kendrick Lamar stands for, not only desires fame and social praise, but will go to great lengths to maintain his public image. Something that Kendrick Lamar believes to be lame, and even more so, he is disgusted by the displays, once again making a reference to being physically ill just by Drake's presence. Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hang with. Yeah, he painted his nails like Little Yachty. He got Yachty pinning some of his records too. Kendrick reminds Drake that no matter who he associates with, it doesn't make him any different than who he is, and it doesn't give him any swag. Yachty has influenced Drake's style and his music, given that both. Yet then I just talk about the fingernails. Kendrick also could be alluding to where Drake mentions not chipping a nail, which was considered a response to Pusha T's tweet during their beef. Oh yeah, I remember this. Just wanted to point out that after all these years of mob talk from Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T, not a pinky nail. And then this is a call back to the DMX thing. So it's been confirmed that Drake, J. Cole, and kdot was supposed to be on the First Person Shooter record, which is kind of crazy, right? Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. Basically saying, you know he ain't cool like that. Why would you even think to send out a feature request? See? The entire, yep. Exactly. That right there is crazy. I even hate when you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. It ain't even gotta be deep, I guess. that line right there was funny to me. That shit was funny. That shit was funny. And that was funny. The taunting at the end of the song interpolates "Get 'Em High" by Kanye West. We don't want to hear that weak shit no more. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. And then Rick Ross is mocking him with the white boy thing. like yo, this shit is funny. It should be noted that the abrupt stop at the song end is similar to how Prince ended his 1989 track Bat Dance. Full circle once again. Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed. Kendrick is happy when he sees Drake, a fellow rapper, achieve success, something Drizzy has oddly done on countless occasions. He himself feels blessed to have the life he has and chooses to be humble rather than jealous that someone else is seeing similar numbers to him. kdot even gave Drake his day in the spotlight. The day before his drop was the 8th anniversary of Drizzy album Views, before coming through with his diss. That's interesting, right? You know what I've heard though? That Drake is gonna drop a record on the birthday of Kendrick Lamar's wife. That's a rumor that I heard. not really much info on her. May 9th. There's been rumors of that, right? Happy birthday. That would be some petty shit that Drake would do, right? May 9th, so. Keep making me dance, whipping my hand, and there won't be no threat. So basically, he's alluded to Drake's mainstream records of basically being nothing but dance and turn up records, which is what most of people nowadays have been used to, and not actually having records where you have to think for more than 10 seconds. So basically, keep doing what you do. Don't come trying to do something, be something you're not. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come, you know, put you back down to earth, pretty much. See, because he's right here. Kendrick attacked Drake's poppin' radio-friendly sound. Probably 2022 album, honestly, never mind. Above all, which was ironically dropped on Kendrick's birthday. Didn't I just say that he's petty for doing shit like that? So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped a record on Kendrick's wife's birthday, which would be the 9th, which would be what, 6 days from now. Clean. I'm knowing they call you the boy, but where is a man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. This right here was, this is a flagrant bar. Drake often refers to himself as the boy, which is slang for a male person on top of his game. By taking the meaning of a boy literally, Kendrick is effectively calling him childish to him. Drake is not a man. Which, when you look at Drake's music overall, it hasn't aged at all. It's still the same, you know, young adult, teenage eccentric records. There's no maturity of his music, which has been a big critique over the years by many people. You know, I've taken note of that. Joe Budden has taken note of that, as well as several other people. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? Bet. So basically right here, he's basically saying I haven't even really got Adam super crazy yet. This line marks a significant turning point in the song, highlighting a shift in Kendrick Lamar's tone and delivery. Whereas in the beginning, he's all calm and mellow, and then it's like a slow build up to agitation, right? Which perfectly embodies a Gemini, right? Two people are two personalities in the same body. I'm a Gemini myself, June 8th. You know, Kendrick Lamar, he's a Gemini too. So that's one of the characteristics of a Gemini, the good and the bad. Sometimes you get a mix of both, or you get one or the other. By rhetorically asking, can I bleed him back, Kendrick signals his readiness to intensify his critique, indicating that he's been holding back, not just in this track, but for quite some time. He said that all throughout this record. That's just random acts of kindness, that whole thing. It could also be seen as further warning of the information he's currently holding against Drake. When I see you stand by sexy, I believe you see two bad bitches. I mean, if you look at these photos, they look kind of, you know. There was one where he's kind of like poking his lips out like a bad bitch would do. That is saying he's acting like a female. Yeah, that. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with. Yo. The comical meaning, Drake feels threatened by women's ability to twerk better than him. The more serious meaning, Drake feels threatened by this new wave of popular young female rappers such as Sexyy Red. I don't know about that. It's also a possible reference to Rick Ross trolling of Drake in the ongoing beef about BBL surgery. In this context, he's emasculating Drake's persona. The lie, I believe you don't like women is also a way of saying that Drake is a homo. Something that has been questioned in the past. Really? Oh yeah, because there's lines in certain records. I'm gonna have to change the battery again, so give me a second. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's get back to it. So we left off with Kendrick basically alluding to Drake might be a homo, and then right here Drake wonders if he might be bisexual. There is a record where he says you're like one of the guys I might be bi, or something crazy like that he has said. Yeah, members only. Let's see. A certain line that goes like this: going deeper inside, my feelings can't subside. These walls are so thin. You gonna wake up the whole east side, girl. Feel like I'm bi cause you're one of the guys, girl. Drake goes on to say, all jokes aside, after saying that he might be bisexual, as given how many times other rappers have claimed that Drake is somewhere in the spectrum, this is a pretty surprising lyrics to include in a song of his. Blah, blah. Then girls now say it to me with a straight face. Oh, now it's girls. I want to know all your kinks. I want to touch more than brinks. I bet. Here Drake is clearly challenging a woman who told him that she's dating other girls now. He talks about it as if she's lying and as if dating other women is just a kink. He concludes that train of thought claiming that he can probably change her mind about dating other women, which isn't great either. Alright, but let's get back to, yeah. Additionally, despite Drake's target demographic being largely female, Kendrick accuses him of consistent misogyny. This is not an uncommon criticism of Drake. For example, this op-ed from The Atlantic. For Drake, the misogyny is the message. The rapper's brand is now pointless, profitable cruelty. This is for exemplifying lyrics inclusions of of Kendrick's wife Whitney, which he's done in the past, both with Pusha T and now with Kendrick, of mentioning their wives. And then after that happened, we see the verbal lashing that Drake received as a response to that. And then the same thing with Rihanna, right? Him and Rihanna then worked out and he's taking shots at her, which is crazy. Let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. This is basically going back to the line about Drake and then the whole record push-ups, right? You gotta get 50% of your pub, which that line right there was kind of weird to me, considering that Drake, was signed to multiple people. The Prince family is in his pockets, because I think it was Jazz Prince is the one that found Drake, and then they still in his pockets. Yeah, Wayne, yeah, Birdman, and UMG. So that's 4 different entities in your pockets. All of them may not be in his pockets now, but at least 1 or 2 of them is still in his pockets right now. Drake says that kdot's pants might represent a 50% split of earnings that Kendrick Lee supposedly had with Top Dawg. And then another thing is weird, he's not with Top Dawg anymore. So it's like, why would you? But whatever. Kdot twists the scenario on Drake by asking him to reveal how much money he makes off his own intellectual property in the music business versus the label he signed to. Which this is something that Pusha T touched upon in Exodus as well, as you see right here in the caption. And then he further delves into that too. This right here was kind of damning. Try cease and desist on the Like That record. Oh, what? You ain't like that record? Back to back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. I thought that was pretty interesting, right? Because this wouldn't be the first time he's done that. Rick Ross came out in the Champagne's record and basically said the reason he got issues with Drake is because he did that to French Montana on a record, and then he's saying he did that with the Like That record too. Which, when you're as big of an entity as Drake is, you can have those certain strings pulled. See right here. And then, interestingly enough, right, his tailor-made freestyle was pulled down by Tupac's estate. So, and then this back-to-back, I Like That record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. And you know what's so ironic about that? Like I said earlier in this video, he dropped another response, which I'm gonna get into after going through this. So he's back. It's kind of it's so interesting how he's like breaking them down piece by piece by piece, and then the shit he's saying is going back to shit said or done in the past, and then he's also kind of like beating Drake at his own game, right? Like That is basically like the back-to-back record, the hit record that's also a diss record, right? Is being played everywhere, right? Euphoria is the follow-up. That shit is being played on TNT. And then he just dropped another record after dropping Euphoria 3 or 4 days ago. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Yep, see? On May 3rd, 3 days later, Kendrick came through on his promise and released a second Drake diss titled 616 in LA. And that's a play on Drake's timestamp releases. So, man, right here, he's basically calling out what Drake does when he gets at people in battles. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think all my life is rap? He's basically saying I have other things to do besides rap. Like, you know, take care of my family and raise my kids. And this goes back to Drake being exposed for calling around and trying to pay people to get dirt on Pusha T. You got 100K floating around for info. No amount of money create skeletons that don't exist. Hashtag I'm upset. Same tactic that he did on Meek Mill. He's basically saying that behavior is whole shit and it's beneath him. And then right here, he's attacking Drake's fatherly duties. Waking him up, know nothing about that. Then tell him to pray, know nothing about that. Then give him tools to walk through life, like day by day, know nothing about that. Basically he's getting at something that Pusha T got into with Drake's upbringings and insecurities from his childhood, where he was raised in a broken home. Both the father and the mother wasn't under the same roof, and it's a repeat of history with Drake and his son. His son and mother isn't in the same house, although they may be in the same country. They're not in the same house. So it's like another full circle moment again. Yep. And then another thing is like that I said in those that you see in those photos that I posted, that Drake in essence, I'm pretty sure he loves his child, but the perception is like his child is like a prop in a sense, right? Because initially when he found out that old girl was pregnant, he denied it. He had a whole bunch of DNA tests done, right? And then the way that he was going to reveal that he had a child was through a Nike rollout, which is Like you're using your child as a prop for a rollout. God damn. Phone lighting up, but yeah. Oh yeah, and then I like how you flip that 20 versus 1 shit to is 1 versus 20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. Yeah, it ain't 20v1. Them other motherfuckers that jumped into the mix on their own accord. You and me being engaged into this for a decade. Them other niggas is, you know, preliminaries. You can get to them when you get to. It's me and you. And then you also got writers. So he flipped it and said, you know, it's me against you and your team of ghostwriters, the OVO sweatshop. And then Beam. That's one of them. Beam is one of them. Quentin Miller was one of them. Yachty is one of them. The Weeknd was one of them. That's 4 people that pin shit for Drake. Kendrick purposely name dropped Beam instead of the other because a beam is another term for the laser sight on a gun. Kendrick is suggesting that Drake stay with his beam or his ghostwriter, equating beam to Drake's hypothetical weapon in the situation, both implying that Drake hides behind writers and is not as threatening as he asserts himself to be in his raps. In my battling, ghosts are AI, nigga feeling like Joel Osteen. Funny, he was in a film called AI and my sixth sense is telling me to off him. This line right here was kind of like got people in a befuddle because they basically saying, well, what does the preacher have to do with the actual actor? I think the way he's pronouncing it is actual the name of the actual actor, but people are reading it as Joel Osteen, the preacher. So right here he's basically saying, am I battling ghostwriters or AI? He's kind of confused. Kendrick mocks Drake's use of this technology in his diss track, going on to ask if he's battling either ghosts or robots. Kendrick's implying that when rap battling Drake, he's either coming up against artificial intelligence or Drake's alleged ghostwriters, not Drake himself. Kendrick then appears to rap Joel Hell Osteen, likely because he's focusing on the rhyming scheme of Osteen / off him. However, he is actually referring to both Joel Osteen and Helly Joel Osment. This may be deliberate, confusing Joel Osteen and Helly Joel Osment to play on the idea that he does not know who he is battling. Yeah, that's pretty much what was going on. Which the first line, in my battling ghosts are AI, he's confused because, yeah. Joel Osteen is a famous pastor from Houston, Texas, who's famously been impersonated multiple times, including by AI, and he has also been accused of using a ghostwriter. That's crazy. A preacher using a ghostwriter? You're supposed to be getting the word from God, huh? Not from artificial intelligence. Yeah, that shit was clean. I'ma blick niggas all in a coffin. So even after he ain't killed the nigga, he gonna keep shooting the nigga. That's crazy. That right there is crazy. That shit is crazy. And then that goes back to the like that. Kendrick already included coffins in his threats and like that. Don't pull no coffin out your mouth. Man, you OVO niggas is dick riders. They are. Tell them run to America, they imitate heritage, they can't imitate this violence. He's basically talking to the Canadian artists that have to come to America to get the sauce, for the most part. And it plays on the stereotype of Canadians being soft, and they're trying to imitate, you know, the violence, you know, within America with the gang culture and all that whatnot. Yeah, Toronto is played by violence, but you're not allowed as a criminal to go into Canada, but they can come over to here. So, which this isn't something to hype up about, but whatever. what I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be in a 3-hour time difference. Right here, he's alluding to a consistent theme of East Coast and other people having issues with West Coast artists, as you've seen with people commentary on the record, and not wanting to say anything because they don't want to mess up relations that they have with artists. And right here, he's once again saying, I'm frontlining, like he did with the I'm what the culture is feeling, and basically saying I get to everybody one at a time. And then right here, he's making reference to the difference between the time difference, not only between West Coast and East Coast, but West Coast and Toronto, as you see right here. And then when he starts talking like the Canadians right here, this shit was funny. Don't speak on the family, crodie. It can deep in the family, crodie. Talk about me and my family, crodie. Someone gonna bleed in your family, crodie. I be a new whole king eating fried rice with a dip sauce and a blandy, crodie. This line is very significant because this is where Drake got robbed. Tell me you're cheesing, fam. We could do this right now on the camera, crodie. Alright, fuck y'all niggas. I don't trust y'all niggas. I weigh one figure and thump y'all niggas like, field goal punch y'all niggas. They punk y'all niggas. Nobody never took my food. So right here, he's basically making reference to not only Drake saying, how you gonna step inside 7 shoes? You ain't taking nobody chains. Right here, he's alluding to Drake being robbed for his jewelry and whatnot in Canada at this place. And since Kendrick had put this record out, they done got a whole bunch of business. So not only do you gotta hear to like that record on the radio, you gotta hear about the diss on the news. So it's like, goddamn, he's like boxing Drake in, which Drake is gonna respond. He's gonna respond, but yeah, he's slowly breaking dude down. And let me pull that up for reference. Drake robbed let's see. New Ho Ching is where Toronto rapper Sizzlack filmed his last music video before being shot and killed. Sizzlack is also rumored to be one of the people that robbed Drake at gunpoint. Yeah, and there was get back for this. Pressa and a crew allegedly is responsible for dude, and Pressa was brought under the wing by Drake. So, you know, saying without saying, allegedly, which is hilarious when Drake say he gets more love in Kendrick City. Dude got robbed in the 6. Yeah, that shit right there is funny. But yeah, that's what he's alluding to right there with that. Yeah, these is all Toronto slangs. Let's see. Kendrick appears to be referencing Future and Metro's records. Use of the phrase wave one figures reminiscent of similar line on Hood Politics. I'm the only nigga next to Snoop that can push the button. And like Whack 100 said, there's one of, well, not Whack 100, AD said this. Compton AD, shout out Compton AD, community, all them people. There's one of Kendrick's, you know, affiliates in every camp in hip hop. Pretty much. Let's see. This last line. Kendrick takes a stand against anyone who associates with Drake and the industry behind him as well, despite the fact that both Drake, blah blah blah, are under the same. Well, there's only 3 of them, so yeah. To hit them up, and you want to be down about it, then fuck you too. Yep. Another mention back to Pop. And right here he closes it out. If you want to take it there, that's not something you want to do. And then that pretty much summed this shit up. This was very very dense record. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you stayed and watched through all the way into the end, I appreciate you even more. This was probably the longest video I've ever done in life. Drop a comment below. What do you guys think about the record? What were your interpretations? Did you catch a lot of this? Did I reveal some new information that you had thought of or didn't think of? I appreciate you all for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to visit my website sexyy93.com and get you guys some merch. The link will be in the description, or you can click the end card at the end of this video. Right now I'm wearing one of the latest additions to the store. This is the Stay Down Until You Come Up shirt. This is a slogan and a mindset that I live by. Basically, you know, you keep your foot to the ground and you push through until you reach your goals, pretty much. And then you have the multiple slashes on the shirt, which is a representation of all the trials and tribulations you're going to go through upon trying to achieve your goal, pretty much. So yeah, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys have a good day. I'm about to hop into the other track that Kendrick just dropped, 616 in LA, so that'll be after this one. So, but yeah, peace.